Hello, everyone. So, the TWAB that's talking about the changes that are coming on release for episode Heresy is here, and let's go over them. So, looks like they're going to be having a developer live stream. Um, so there was a PvP article. I don't really play PvP, but there was like Trials of Osiris changes, a bunch of balancing. I think it was really good. Maybe not perfect, but go ahead and read that article if you're interested in PvP. Okay, this is the one we're here for. Heresy content delivery, weapon armor updates, new weapons, and then game to give is happening. Totally consider participating. Game to give is awesome, security is amazing, and the rewards are also amazing. Alrighty. Okay, so looks like they're gonna. Ooh, okay. January 28th for the developer live stream. That is in 5-ish days. And then we got looks like some emblems for people who are watching the live stream. Actually, oh, okay, it's just this one. And then this is the other emblem that's actually available right now. This is the giveaway emblem for people who take part of the Twitch Fest. I believe you have to like gift a sub or subscribe. Just any Twitch stream on Destiny. Yeah, so they talk about the Trials of Osiris changes. There's a link in the TWAB. I will have the link to this TWAB in the description of this video, so go ahead and check that out. Con Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going in Heresy. Yeah, so looks like they're not going to go for time gating entirely or for the dumping all of the content in the the same time. We understand your concerns about a return to this approach, but we have learned a lot from the all-in format from Revenant. So Heresy, we're striking a balance between everything dropping on day one of an act versus meaningful reasons to log in throughout the episode. I'm skeptical. We'll see. To that end, we've made the vast majority of content available on the first day, but the content evolves based on a weekly story. It just depends on how this evolving kind of thing works. We'll see. All right, this is the biggest chunk of the TWAB. So exotic armor changes. Ahamkar's grasps. I don't play Hunter, so I thought this was Ahamkar's spine at first, but this is not. So reworked with a weapon swapping focus to differentiate it from Hunter Reload exotics. Powered melee and finisher fire blows grant nightmare fuel, increasing handling and airborne effectiveness, while effective freshly drawn weapons deal additional damage and grant nightmare fuel on final blows. Gaining nightmare fuel reloads all holstered weapons. Okay, that's pretty cool. That could come down a pretty good gameplay loop in the right build. Um, Guishan vest, Guishan, I don't know. Um, Roaming super changes. We've given this exotic a bit of tuning. Now it progresses its super turns on super hits, as well as kills before becoming invisible. Sweet. Improve the maximum super energy gains per return. Now emits a cloud of weakening smoke when you exit invisibility while nearby an enemy. Works on both neutral and well and super. That's nice. More weakening is always nice. Renewal Grasp. Okay, now that Frost Armor has settled in the sandbox, we feel like Renewal Grasp can safely be more generous in granting it. Yeah, Frost Armor, little underwhelming, but I believe that they're buffing it in Heresy as well. I think they talk about that in the other TWAB, the one that has the PvP changes in it, or a previous one. I know they're buffing um, Frost Armor. So, Foe Tracer. Increase the bonus weapon damage duration from 10 to 15 seconds. That's quality of life is always nice. I have not seen that name in a while. Radiant Dance Machines. Plenty of clips online. DPS just shoot, dash. Improved airborne effectiveness and hipfire mobility, range, and accuracy for primary ammo weapons. Multi-kills with primary ammo weapons. Refund dodge energy. When dodge energy is full, multi-kills grant extra charges. Powerful combatants and guardians count as more than one kill. Okay. Make it so primary ammo weapons actually work with the thing. With the ability to regenerate roamers more quickly, it was quite easy to end up chaining supers. So they're nerfing Silk Strike and Golden Gun. Maximum energy refunded. Okay. So 20% nerf to energy refund. Okay, that's from the Spirit of Galanor. Okay, that makes sense. Spirit of Foe Tracer has inherited the change. Okay, cool. Titan. Titan's Rampart or Titans? Interesting. Was last adjusted to account for its problematic dominance in PvP. Removed several downsides by Assault Barricade to bring in line with Towering Barricade behavior. Cumulatively, these changes result in Towering Barricade you can shoot through with no downsides while Titans is equipped in PvP. PvE. Increase Barricade health from 400 to 500. No longer increases Barricade cooldown. No longer decreases Barricade duration. Further increases damage dealt to Titan's Barricade by Guardians from 125 to 160%. Interesting. Near identical effective Barricade health. Okay. Eternal Warrior. Final blows with Fists of Havoc now grant extended super duration. Sweet. Ursa Furiosa. Blocking damage with Unbreakable now returns grenade energy instead of super energy. Interesting. Grenade energy is returned as the end of Unbreakable at the end of Unbreakable and is scaled based on the amount of damage you blocked with it. I have heard mixed feelings on Unbreakable with the buffs it's getting in Heresy. That's in the same TWAB as when they discussed the Frost Armor buffs. I will find that TWAB and add a link in the description. Kepri's Horn is getting a glow up. Now it sends out 3 waves of flame. That's nice. No longer return towards the barricade. They only travel outwards once. Oh, okay, but they increase the tracking on the waves. Combatants damaged by these waves are enveloped in a sunspot. Players are enveloped if they are defeated. Now requires a solar super to be equipped to create the flames from the barricade. Okay. As difficulty goes up, Skullfort can feel overly punishing when you fail to land the final blow in its perk demands. To alleviate this issue, we're extending its effect to grant partial refunds from any melee attack to help rebuild the crucial momentum. Now grants energy to arc melee abilities when hitting targets with any melee attack. Amount granted varies based on the melee used. From most to least energy gained, powered melees, non-glaive, unpowered melees while knockout is active, and unpowered melees, including delays. Okay, that's nice. Spirit of the Bear, saying, okay, it's, yeah, the spirit looks like, yeah, they're getting the same thing. Warlock. Yeah, I main Warlock, so definitely excited about these. Okay, Storm Dancer's Brace getting some love. I remember Crown of Tempest was doing pretty all right with this roaming super buffs, but Storm Dancers was kind of falling behind. So let's see. Spirit of Galanor, we want to tune back how much returned energy was given. To compensate, we want to give it a little love in the potency granted. Double the damage benefit per stack. Okay, that's sweet. Now reduces the cost of Ionic Blink by 50%. Okay, that's good. Reduce the maximum amount of energy refunded to 30. Okay, that was just like the Silk Strike change. Okay, one of my favorite exotics, Geomag Stabilizers. Part of the charm of stabilizers was lost when sprinting to get super was removed. When the introduction of Bolt Charge, where there's an opportunity to bring this experience back without breaking PvP. Sprinting while near back Bolt Charge will top it off. At start at 6 stacks. So after 6 stacks or more of Bolt Charge, sprinting will give you super energy. Oh, that's sweet. And the super energy gain from Ionic Grace is increased 7 from 2. Ooh. With the new aspect, that gives us another turret for Arc Warlock. I was really excited to do that with, Getaway Artist. But with the Geomag Stabilizer changes, oh, I'm gonna have a hard time deciding between the two. That's exciting. So second filaments and the Spirit of Filaments for the class exotic items. Then Anti-Champions now gives class ability energy per kill while Devour is active. Okay. Yeah, ever since Anti-Champion capabilities were expanded to work with elemental verbs, second filaments have felt like an exotic lost to the flow of time. Okay. So you now get grenade and class ability energy from your Devour if you're using second filaments. That could be interesting for a really good ability spam, especially with Prismatic, how much Devour you can get. Speaker sight, healing turret no longer targets allies of full health. Okay. It just basically made you immortal. I can see why they're nerfing a little bit. Verity's Brow. I don't use Verity's Brow really. I just let's see. The Death Throws buff is quite potent, but it's easy to let it run out and lose all of your grenade benefit. That's why I never used it. You lost all the stacks at once, and it was just like really spiky. We've updated this exotic to bring it into Helline. How similar the Titan exotic Wormguard Caress works. Stacks of death throws are now represented by a meter that decays back. Thank you. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I might start using this. That's gonna be good for grenade spam. Class exotic, bottom shared oh, Spirit of Verity. Yeah, okay. Weapons. Global changes. Okay. When using various aim systems are a foundational part of what makes Destiny guns feel like they do. They do not come without some edge cases. When using the controller input, we've taken a stab at trying to solve an issue where quickly moving target, crossing your vision, can pull your aim off previous target by introducing a time-based component. I'm pretty sure I know what they're talking about. I've experienced this with like snipers. You like try and flick, but an enemy walks in front of your reticle mid-flick, and so it like you miss, even though normally you would still hit. So this that makes we now weight our aim assist against targets you've aimed at for a short time more compared to brand new targets. When a new target is introduced by crossing your reticle. We understand this is potentially wide-reaching change, but thus has been satisfied with the results in our playtest. Controller players, please let us know if you encounter any issues as of this change. As a result of this change, aiming at a target for a short time will prevent another target moving very quickly across your reticle from dragging your aim off of it, controller only. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm on PC, but hey, hopefully this is a good quality of life for people on controller. Um, Weapon archetypes and subfamilies. PvE tuning. Scout rifles. 15% versus minors, 30% versus majors. This is very nice. I guess what I was gonna say they don't feel too bad right now, but that's they do have anti-barrier, so they're always overcharged this episode. I think once we lose that, I think this buff will feel great. Auto rifles, perfect. Rosarago havers, that's gonna feel great. SMGs, they've needed some love, but 5% versus minors. And then yeah, they already did the magazine buff increase. That's nice. Trace rifles, 20% versus minors. I have mixed feelings on trace rifles, but more damage them. That's nice. That's good. Um, Mainly because they're like primary weapon, they're special ammo. Maybe it's just skill issue. I just don't really get them. But hey, good. Linear fusion rifles, 10%. Ooh, okay. I remember when they nerfed precision instrument on Doomed Petitioner. So depressing. But overall, getting 10% buff on all linear fusion, that's gonna be nice. That includes exotics, so that's gonna be nice. Glaives. Okay. This is the highly anticipated glaive changes they talked about. Let's see. Glaives have historically been a niche weapon type that have found it hard to break into mainstream usage. In this update, we are applying a sweeping buff to many of the glaives' baseline stats and behaviors to remove some of their unwieldiness, that's a word, and make them a more unattractive to easy to use option. With these changes, the intent is that glaives become more agile and need to reload less often, are effective at longer ranges and more forgiving, and are more impactful when completing their full melee combo. Significantly increased aim assist, aim magnetism, and damage fall-off ranges across the board for all glaives. That is very nice. Damage fall, they already shoot pretty far, dang. Okay. Improved glaive projectile hit registration, that's nice. Baseline effect on all stat values for handling, mag size, projectile speed, reload speed. Okay. Final hit of the melee combo deals double damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna cook. And inflicts more flinch. Okay. That is like once you get into higher level combat, you're literally just blocking the entire time and shooting. The melee just doesn't do enough damage. With this, you might actually start being able to pick off enemies with a 3-hit combo. That's gonna be sick. Right, aggressive frame fusion rifles. Only one aggressive frame fusion rifle exists within the game to date, Coriolis Force. I don't even own a copy of this. I started in Season of the Wish, and so yeah, it was issued back in Beyond. I do not have a copy of this fusion rifle, so let's see. The original fired its pellet all at once, so its recoil felt like a shotgun-like. With the rework, we wanted to stay true to the fusion rifle performance controlling your recoil over the burst, so we converted to fire multiple bursts of pellet. Okay. These shots suffer from damage fall-offs much less than conventional fusions to compensate for their widespread angle and let the player fire into packs of PvE enemies and still score multiple kills. Don't worry, you won't have to go get Coriolis Force on Europa. You want to try these changes out. New reworked aggressive frames with new perk pools are coming in this episode. Okay. Aggressive frame fusion rifles now fire 3 bursts of 4 pellets in increasingly wide spreads. Interesting. Increased minimum damage when fully outside of damage fall off from 45% to 65%, so fall off doesn't affect it as much. Increased range fall off from 4 meters by 4 meters relative to normal fusions, so they can reach a bit farther. And then range fall off ends 3 meters relative to other fusions. Increased damage versus minors and majors by 15% relative to normal fusions. Okay, support frame auto rifles. We'd like to support more support frame auto rifles in the future. Currently, their range stat is not especially desirable because of their unique projectile properties. So we took the opportunity to make range directly affect its healing performance by adjusting how far the weapon can lock on to and heal an ally. Yeah, the travel time on the projectile can be a little tricky to track on enemies, and you're like sprinting for your life trying to get in range to heal an ally. So being able to adjust that might lead to some really nice optimization. No hesitation remains close to its original behavior with this change. This change primarily affects perks and mods applied to no hesitation, opens more space for future support frames to differentiate themselves. Range now increases how far away you can heal another guardian. Hmm. Rocket assisted frame sidearms. Rocket assisted frame sidearms shipped particularly potent. Yes, they did. While they also being easy to use, we reduced the reserves. Yeah, so like gotta run reserve mod or scavenger mod now to have that same ammo economy as you did before. For these in Revenant, to bring their uptime a bit closer to other special weapons. And with these changes, we are moving these into a more defined niche. Keeping them potent with that niche, but being a bit less universally useful in all situations. These With these changes, they should remain a viable ammo-efficient option for clearing minor, major, and champion tier targets with direct hits without also being great at killing everything that's nearby the primary target. Reduce PvE detonation damage by 45%. Increase PvE impact damage by 100%. Okay, so it's more of a, like, micro missile, like mountaintop. Like its explosion damage is not the main point. Okay. Reduced aim assist fall off at maximum distance by 8 meters. That's nice. Reduced magnetism fall off and maximum distance by 8 meters. That's nice. So you even more of a snipe. Reduced damage by 30% versus boss vehicle and mini boss target. Anyone with deconstruct? That's gonna be a bit more valuable now. Buried Bloodline's body shot damage is unaffected. Critical to hit damage is buffed by 8%. So, Buried Bloodlines, still the best rocket sidearm. And it's going to be even better. Hey, it's an exotic. It deserves it. The range stat was just built the weapon subfamily, so we removed it. Yeah, okay, so the range stat literally doesn't exist on them anymore. Because oh, cool. And they're going to replace the ranged masterworks with the intrinsic. That's more appropriate. Okay, here's the other exciting part. Exotic weapons. Lorentz River. It was once a terror in the Crucible. Since got a number of changes to its efficacy. I'd never see it. I've never used it. It's there's Arbalest, Vex Mythoclast. Like, why use Lorentz Driver? Let's see. Picking up a bounty tag now grants 1 ammo to the mag. Okay, so triggering the Grandian sight by picking up a bounty tag adds 6 ammo to the mag the first time you trigger it. Returns adding ammo, 1 ammo to per tag on extension, so the buff remains active. Okay, so as long as you're proccing the telemetry buffs, like it marks targets, and then you kill that target, they'll just refilling your magazine, so you can just keep gaining these shots. Okay. We've made a few adjustments to delicate. Oh, delicate tomb. Okay, my favorite fusion rifle. I love this thing so much. I love few mag stabilizers, mono arc warlock, delicate tomb. So fun. Increase the chance to make an ionic trace from minor combatants from 4% to 10%. Thank you. Having ionic traces is not a hard thing, but there are times where delicate tomb just whiffs, and if you it can just feel a bit clunky sometimes. However, increased PvE damage bonus on the Tempest Cascade shot from 30 to 100%. So it's not just a buff damage, it's now double. Remove the timer from Tempest Cascade. Lasts until fired. So, Delicate Tomb. You pick up an Ionic Trace, you get Tempest Cascade. It doesn't ever run out. You just sit there until you shoot, and it now makes the shot deal double damage. Arc is already gonna cook in Heresy. This Delicate Tomb. Don't sleep on it. Okay, D.A.R.C.I. D.A.R.C.I, you adorable heavy sniper, but let's see. Has long struggled to compete with its exotic brethren, so we are taking a stab at building a niche for it in a fire team the way Gallahorn and Ergo Sum have found for their respective weapon types. This new catalyst should give you an edge up in encounters where snipers may not previously have been viable. Added a new catalyst perk, network targeting. Hits with personal assistant, so that's like you aim down the scope for a bit, it scans the target, and then you land a hit or something, and it procs it. And then it also like jolts it. That's okay. Getting the personal assistant active grants you and nearby allies improved overall weapon performance and precision damage with non-exotic sniper rifles. It is Gallahorn Sniper. D.A.R.C.I is back. Improve. Was it ever here? Well, it's here now. Improves recoil, flinch, target acquisition, handling, and precision damage. Stacks up to 5 times, so it ramps up. D.A.R.C.I also gets this buff. That is okay. D.A.R.C.I shoots about as fast as a scout rifle instead of like a normal sniper. So this is going to stack up really fast. D.A.R.C. gets a 15% damage buff after granting 5 stacks to its teammate. Okay. Honestly, even if you don't have a teammate to get the 15% damage buff, D.A.R.C. might even be good, like, solo. Really good now, because it's getting that ramping, it's like precision instrument now. Wait, I gotta test that. See if that, like, pseudo precision instrument can make it good solo. Anybody remember these? The class exotic delays, edge of action, edge of concurrence, and edge of intent. The class exotic glaives have felt a bit clunky since their addition to the game. We've made some changes here along with the global changes to the glaives that we will help smooth over the gameplay loops on each of these, as well as add additional neutral game value outside of the special shot. All class exotic glaives. Special shot is no longer tied to glaive energy. Thank you, Bungie. Now triggers on 6 weapon hits allow the special reload. Increments off both shot and melee hit. So you can literally stab or shoot something 6 times and you can get the special reload. Sweet. That's like a free mini Titan bubble every 6 stabs. Edge of Concurrence, that's the Hunter one. Effects of Jolting Feedback. Okay, that's the first glaive with Jolting Feedback. So the Hunter glaive is getting Jolting Feedback intrinsically. The Titan one is getting the Stabilizing Rounds intrinsically. Edge of Intent, the Warlock is getting Incandescent intrinsically. Okay. Wow, these are going to be good. And then added Cure Pulse to the special shot impact. Okay, heals on impact, like the healing grenade now. And then healing in target no longer targets allies at full. Oh, it's the same thing as the speaker sight. Centrifuge's perk that reloads the magazine while sprinting, encouraging pivoting and repositioning, but as it stands, the magazine is just a tad restrictive. Sometimes feels burdensome in PvE. Increased mag size to 45. Okay. Dead Messenger, Hardlight, and Boreal. Okay. My favorite exotic weapon is Borealis. I will restrain myself from yapping. Let's just We're revisiting the exotic perk, the fundamentals, to modernize it a bit. Elemental keywords such as restoration and volatile have become a part of Destiny 2's modern fundamentals. The stat bonus based on current element has been removed, okay, in favor of a damage bonus when you apply or receive elemental keywords matching the current element. Okay. We're also giving a small stat bump to Borealis, since some high-skill PvP players have been taking a liking to its current stat offerings. The fundamentals grants a 30% damage buff, 10% PvP, to this weapon for 10 seconds when you apply or receive an elemental keyword that matches the currently selected damage type of this weapon. Okay. Borealis only, increased stability by 20 and aim assist by 10 to permanently grant it the Void Elemental bonus that will no longer have access to since Borealis is a sleeper pick in PvP. This bonus was selected over Arc since there are more ways to gain handling. Okay, that's sweet. I feel like they could do more with the fundamentals. I mean, day one of me begging Bungie to give Borealis intrinsic anti-barrier, but a buff is a buff. Telesto. Overall, Telesto is a solid weapon, but it lacks a solid high point in its power fantasy and does not interface with build crafting much. Additionally, the weapon has a unique dual identity as a weapon associated with the Awoken Harbingers in universe, and associated with a storied history of Telesto-specific bugs in our community. With that in mind, we gave it a buff that embraces both aspects and ties them together in a single, deeply self-referential package. How do you buff Telesto? Make it more Telesto. Harbinger's Pulse now refills Telesto ammo from reserves instead of Telesto and so it's just refills. So instead of Telesto and your kinetic slot weapon, yeah, so it just refills itself. Now triggers with any void final blow. Okay. Final blow requirement increased from 2 to 3. Yeah, okay. However, Telesto final blows count double. Okay, so you only need 2 Telesto kills or 3 Void ability kills, or 1 Telesto kill and 1 Void damage kill. Okay. Multi-kill timer increased from 2 seconds to 4 seconds to compensate. Okay. New perk, Harbinger's Sieve. After 3 activations of Harbinger's Pulse, a special reload the weapon to cause a rain of celestial projectiles on your next direct hit. Oh, that's sick. Excalibur. With the buff last season to void Overshield's effectiveness, it seemed like the weapon could use a few tweaks to change the maximum advantage and emphasize the Paladin Protector fantasy with its area Overshield. We've made it easier to generate guard energy in PvE while when wading through enemies and quicker to apply Overshield to your allies. As a weapon made to hunt and kill the Vex, we figured this was also a good opportunity to reinforce this theme as well. Triggering Perpetual Loophole by scoring a melee kill while your Overshield is active. Now fills your glaive energy to full. Ooh, that's a gameplay loop. Give yourself some Overshield, dab, have Maul block energy, get some more Overshield. Sweet. Slightly increased Void Overshield prickle on rate to nearby allies and yourself when guarding. Increase the potency of Excalibur's secret innate advances against the Vex. So it has been increased from 10% to 25%. Sweet. The Excalibur now briefly disorients non-Vex with its melee, non-boss Vex with its melee attack. That's fun. It's definitely gonna dunk on Vex. Wardcliffe Coil. Let's see. New intrinsic effect. Wardcliffe Coil now grants 1 stack of bolt charge to all nearby allies for every 2 rockets fired, 4 stacks per trigger pull. Okay, we'll see. This depends on how much damage bolt charge does, how it scales, to see if that really bumps up Wardcliffe Coil damage. Queenbreaker. One of the most requested features for this weapon was to able to special reload to swap between scopes while in game. We've added that functionality along with some other changes to make each scope firing mode feel unique. Players can special reload anytime to swap between scopes. Hallelujah. Markersman Sights retains the previous behavior, so it chains between enemies, it fires a single shot, and it blinds them. The chain range is increased from 8 to 10 meters. Combat Sights now alters the weapon to fire a 3-round burst at a charge time of 533. Sustained damage on a target decreases the charge time of the weapon down to 300. No loss to damage. That's gonna have to do some testing. That could stack up really fast. Useful for quickly dealing damage to bosses or other, yeah. And the scope you select in the inspection screen will determine the scope is active by default when spawning into F. Colony. Okay, I love the funny colony gun, but let's see. Increase detonation damage by 40%. This puts its damage per shot a little above legendary drum grenade launchers. Cool. So there's actually a reason to use it just at a baseline. Increased number of bots spawned by 1 for all enemy tiers except players. I still don't know if that's enough bots. Like, I really want to have all the spider. We'll see. Could be useful. Quicksilver Storm. Reduced shots required to trigger a rocket by 17%. Maybe you can get all 3 grenades in a single mag again. That'd be nice. Legend of Acreus. Reduced spread bingle by 33%. Maximum projectile range from 12 to 18. The Legend of Acreus already just slaps. So, I mean, the more buffs, the merrier, I guess. Fourth Horseman, reduce the rate of fire slightly to give you more control. Sweet. Loads ammo from reserves to the magazine per kill. Cool. Lord of Wolves. Okay, I had to look this gun up. I have never heard of it. It's with the release and success of Choir 1, we have taken a similar approach to redesigning this iconic weapon. Increased range, reduced base damage. Okay. Removed accuracy penalties from standard fire mode. Thank you. Release the wolves now triggers on hip fire instead of special reload. Fires full auto. Greatly increased damage and rate of fire. Reduced accuracy and range. Catalyst. Reload speed and stability boosts are now built in. When Release the Wolves is active, dealing damage to targets scorches them. When ADS, defeating targets spreads scorching. So it's going to be a flamethrower. That's awesome. Cut. Action. Cloud Strike. I just recently got my hands on Cloud Strike. And no, I did not spend my bento tokens on it. But I did just get it. I love it. Excited. Let's see. Added behavior to Stormbreaker per rapid precision hits create lightning storm at the point of impact and grants a stack of bolt charge. Cool. Okay. So it works on bolt charge. Precision final blows generate the lightning bolt and grants a moderate amount of bolt charge. That's like it's got to be like 3 stacks minimum. That's sweet. Thunderlord also has bolt charge effect. Okay, cool. On to weapon perk. Destabilizing rounds. Now grants volatile rounds for 2 seconds if any targets are hit by the volatile burst from the initial final blow. That is sweet. It is like so hard to get volatile rounds outside of your Falcon Hunter and that one fragment in Mono Void. Reduce the internal cooldown from 4 to 1.5 seconds. Okay, so that means if you can get an explosion onto an enemy, you can get volatile rounds, and then by the time those 2 seconds are up, you'll have another destabilizing rounds proc ready. So you can just chain into each other. And if you keep getting kills, you can just like infinitely get these like volatile bursts. That okay. This is full court. No one uses full court. With the release and popularity of area denial grenade launchers, we've gone back and added support for them on this perk. Okay. Now scales the detonation burn damage of area denial grenade launchers. Hey, maybe it'll be sleeper good on area denial, but we'll have to see. Ambitious Assassin. Remove time requirements on the perk to make it more comparable to Envious Assassin, as this perk requires you to use ammo for the weapons this perk is on. Remove both multi-kill and reload timers. Okay, so you just have to get it within the magazine now. And you don't have to like do it in a certain amount of time. Flash counter. Had both a restrictive input timing and a narrow activation condition that made it difficult to consistently benefit from. Additionally, Flash Counter muddled our elemental rules by applying a weaken and slow off the void element and stasis element. Okay. We opened the activation condition to trigger a blast in front of you while guarding against any damage. That's nice. Increase the damage of the blast, made it disorient combatants. Okay, like disorient. Okay, cool, 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 cool. No requires a timed input or a melee to trigger. Okay, you just hold it. Deals moderate damage in a large cone in front of you, disorienting combatants. Okay. Draw, O Coward. Okay, so these are all the new vendor weapons. Nightfall, Lotus Eater. That's the name of a quest in Warframe. Okay. Lotus Eater, Void Rocket assisted. Okay. Our first legendary Void Rocket assisted sidearm. Strategist, Feeding Frenzy, well-rounded suit to loot beacon rounds and reconstruction in the third column. Reconstruction is strong, but I also see shoot dilute. I wonder if you build blast radius on the sidearm, if that'll affect shoot dilute. That could be funny. Fourth column, one for all, blink, high ground, reverberation, frenzy, adrenaline junkie. Okay. The palindrome finally back after like 5 years. It's art, adaptive hand cannon. Didn't it used to be void? Maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't there when it was first around, so. Closing time, elemental capacitor, explosive payload, outlaw to the pain in third column, and a redacted perk. So, new one that we don't know about yet. Fourth column, magnificent owl. Snapshot sight, master of arms, opening shot, blink, desperate measures. Okay. This is going to be good in PvP. Vanguard up. Cynoger. Strand aggressive rocket launcher. Reconstruction. Always good on a rocket launcher. Envious Arsenal. Is that the first rocket launcher with Envious Arsenal? Slice. Demolitionist. Field prep tracking module. Sympathetic arsenal. Impulse amplifier. Ambitious assassin. Discord danger zone. Overflow. Is there any other heavy weapons that get overflow? There's not a lot. And then Discord on a heavy weapon, on a rocket launcher. Fourth column, chain reaction, explosive light, redacted, bipod, cluster bomb, quick draw, last impression, adrenaline junkie, reverberation, desperate measures, high ground, hatchling. Hatchling on a rocket launcher. Sweet. Okay, what I'm seeing here and what I'm really curious is will Discord plus either chain reaction or cluster bomb just turn into an absolute just ad fuck gun, just leading everything with infinite rockets because of Discord. That'd be sweet. Gambit, Backfang, okay, a new Gambit weapon. Arc rapid fire glaive, okay. Impulse amplifier, beacon rounds. That's the first glaive with beacon rounds. Beacon rounds is usually only on sidearms. Redacted, grave robber, immovable object, tilting at windmills, shot swap, steady hands, replenishing aegis, field prep, lead from gold, mulligan. Mulligan? That's from the original Whisper of the Worm. Yeah, that's on like the Domino Sniper world drop as well. Interesting. Lead from gold's always nice. Fourth column, redacted. Cool, we're gonna have another glaive with bolt shot. Swashbuckler, surrounded, unrelenting, wellspring, vorpal weapon. I wonder if vorpal weapon affects the melee. Because if glaive melees are dealing double damage at the end of the combo, that might be really good with vorpal weapon. Unstoppable force, close to melee, desperate measures, adagio, adrenaline junkie. Beacon rounds plus unstoppable force or close to melee could be pretty nasty in PvP for those who use glaives in PvP. We'll see. Crucible, Jockster's Longsword, Void Heavy Burst Pulse Rifle. Okay, looked it up. Elsie's rifle is a heavy impact. This is a heavy burst, so it's like graviton land, rate of fire. Third column, closing time, demolitionist, dragonfly, killing wind, that shot straight, lone wolf, pugilist, enlightened action, rewind rounds. Oh, good, good. I like rewind rounds. Repulsor brace, strategist, shoot to loot. Is that the first void pulse with shoot to loot? Yeah. Fourth column, adrenaline junkie, desperado, desperate measures, destabilizing rounds. Whoa. Withering Gaze, Headseeker, High Impact Reserves, Under Pressure, One for All, Swashbuckler, Blink, Zen Moment. Okay, I went whoa. This pulse rifle is going to be the first primary weapon with Withering Gaze. So Withering Gaze is you aim down sight for like 1.5 seconds without shooting, and then the next shot will weaken the enemy for 15%. Having this on a primary weapon is going to be insane, and have that with like rewind rounds, you're just going to be able to like chunk a champion, especially in like a master loss sector. That's going to be really nice. And then we got some weapons leaving the rotation. Undercurrent from Nightfall. I think that's the wave frame. Prophet. Base the Scout Rifle from Trials of Osiris. Iron Banner. Reese Walker, and Lethal Abundance. Like, get them while you can. Game to Give has officially kicked off. Yeah, here we go. Moment you're all been waiting for is here. Game to Give 2025 is live. They're introducing some new rewards. The Dark Hero emblem. They're going to show it off in the vid. We're not going to watch it. If you want to, go ahead and check it out. They look really good. This one looks straight out of Borderlands. And then you can access. Oh, you can access the emblem vault. Get some of these older ones. Brand new emblem for anyone who raises $500. Sweet. $250. Covalescence. Covalence. That's what it's called. It's covalence. Vanderwall's Fourth. Above and Beyond. And then some instructions how to get. And then, oh, that's cool. They have a Game to Give campaign page for the Los Angeles fires. That's awesome. And it's just on pre-order right now. Got it. Strength in numbers, every donation, every stream watched, and every moment shared makes a difference. So what are you waiting for, Guardians? Let's light up the darkness and show the world what it means to be a light keeper. And then Bungie rewards, Scorgan tunes, new emblems, and there you go. Some known issues. Yeah. Sweet. That's cool. Okay. My throat is killing me. I am pumped for Heresy. Let's just hope that they make the Dreadnought a landing zone. I don't care if it's as small as the Enclave. This is my hopium moment. I want to go into the Dreadnought more than just for story missions and activities. But Arc is going to cook. Lots of good buffs. I'm excited. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Have a good one.